I think something we need to understand and really come to terms with is that God doesn't make duplicates. All right, He makes originals. That means you, that means me, your mom, your dad, your sister, your cousin. We were all made unique, right? We're all made unique in the image of God. I mean, think about our fingerprints, for example. It's honestly freaky how every single person's fingerprint on this planet is different. There's not a single person's fingerprint on this planet that's the same. Every single fingerprint's unique. Like, what does that tell us? That tells us that we are all unique in our own way. We're all our own person. I'm my own person, you're your own person. And when you really think about this and really consider it, I think it puts a lot into perspective about how we live our lives right now, how we plan our lives for the future, how we look back on our lives and think about all that's happened, think about what went wrong, think about what's good, what we place our identity in. Because at the end of the day, if we're not living for, number one, God, but if we're not acknowledging that we have our own lives, right? We have our own life to live. Why should we spend so much time worrying about A, what other people are doing, or B, just living for other people? There's so many people that are just living in someone's shadow, it seems like. You know, whether that's a certain job and you're working for somebody or you're living for a relationship, you have your own life. And that's a blessing. It's the greatest gift we can have. Because we now have the option to freely live how we want to live. Because our identity isn't of this world. It's not of the things of this world. It's of something greater, right? It's of God. And whenever we acknowledge that we're made in His image, uniquely made in His image, I think it gives us a whole new perspective of life. Because for so long, I feel like, for myself, is I've been living a life based on what other people have tried to tell me or what other people have told me that I need to do. I'm sure some of you have probably been living a similar life. I think majority of people have been living a life like this. It's almost like as soon as you're brought up into this world, you're really just a part of the system that we live in today. And it's very true that we do live in a system. You know, as soon as you're brought up in this world, you literally have a number that you're classified by, a freaking social security number. Like, think about that. That was kind of crazy. And like, it's a blessing to live here in America. You know, it's a very safe place. It's a very, there's lots of opportunities here. But the pursuit of life, of happiness is what people might want to call it. It doesn't really allow people to truly live the way they want to live and live for themselves. Not that we should live for ourselves, we should live for God. But we are uniquely made. And as we're here on this earth and as we have our own conscience, as we have our own minds, our own bodies, it's like we need to do what we can to live our own lives. If we're spending our lives living it for somebody else or living it where it's draining our own lives, is that really a life worth living? I don't think so. I don't think so. And like I said, as soon as you're brought up in this world, it's almost like all these things are being thrown at you, telling you what you need to do, telling you what defines you, right? I mean, how often do you hear, I'm in college, so it's like a lot of the things that I hear that people define themselves as and place their identity in is like, fraternities or sororities or academics or clubs. And it's like, this is me. Like, that's what defines me. And this is what people tell me I should do. Rather than ourselves actually going out and seeking, or going in and seeking what makes us us. And all throughout our lives, there's things about us that make us unique to who we are. And if somewhere along the lines you start to give away those things to conform to what's going on around you, that's where you're going to start losing yourself. And it's going to be so easy to start losing sight of who you really are. And I've kind of gone through this period where I'm really trying to get that back, because for so long in my life, I've been just conforming to the world and conforming to people around me and telling me what I need to do and trying to fit in. If I spend my whole life trying to fit in, number one, it's going to drain me. It's going to drain the version of me that I was meant to be, but I keep giving it away because I want to fit in. because I want to be like everybody else and do what everyone else is doing. Because that's the easy thing to do, honestly. Because that's all you see. It's all you see around you. It's easy to live in that life, right? But if I can get that piece of me back, I have so much more peace. I have so much more clarity because I'm going down the track that God wanted me to go down. I'm going down the path that He wanted me to go down. Not myself, not my own desires, right? Because the things of this world, I mean, they look pretty good, you know? They look very appealing sometimes. And sometimes it really does feel like we need to do things to just fit in. It really does feel like it's hard to be different. It's hard to be your own person in this world we live in today. And I feel like the more and more we progress into this, you know, individualistic culture, if you will, the more it seems like we're not able to live freely. We're not able to be our own person. Because we're always comparing ourselves to what other people have. We're always comparing ourselves to society and what society tells us we need to be. I'm not saying be a freaking refuge, you know, go AWOL and just, you know, live a life of destruction and just tear everything apart and just tear down society and just go against the system. I'm not saying that. But it's a blessing to have a conscience. It's a blessing to have this body that we have and to have our own uniqueness and who we are. It's a blessing to have that. So why should we give that away for what other people want to define us as? I don't think that's worth it, and I don't think you do either. And it's probably going to take some time to really bring up that past trauma in your life that you got rid of or that you gave up to. And it's going to take some healing. It's probably going to take some time to really build that version of you back. I know that for me, I've really had to do that throughout these last couple of years of my life, because for so long it really felt like a piece of me was missing, because I was just conforming to things of this world so much to the point where it was just literally taking a part of me out. But I'm getting eaten up by flies right now, sorry. But, and like, that's not who I'm supposed to be, you know? And the more I do that, the more I feel myself just floating down a path that I don't belong down. And that's the thing. It's like, just because somebody else goes down this path and they make it seem good, they make it seem right, that doesn't mean it's your path to go down. You know, you don't want to live in somebody else's shadow. I think it's always a good thing to have people you look up to in your life, 100%. It's always great to have a mentor in your life that you can rely on, that you can seek advice from, and that you can walk with in a way. But to act like you have to be that exact person that you might look up to act like you have to be like this exact person that you see as worthy or successful, you're your own person. You know, you have your own life. So spend the time you have in this life to be you and to go down the path that was meant for you, not somebody else's path. And that sounds so simple. I'm like, well, duh, obvious. But are we really doing that? Like, think about it. Are you really pursuing a path for yourself? Are you pursuing a path that someone's already laid out for you? And I feel like the world we live in today, that's all you see. It's a bunch of paths that are going down a similar direction that's already been laid out by other people. And we're not taking much effort to try and lay out our own path. Because A, you're scared. You know, going against society, going against what people tell you, going against the normalities of this world is scary sometimes. You might be looked at as different. You might be looked at as weird. But if you want that peace in your life, you're going to have to accept that. You're going to have to accept that you might be a weirdo for a bit. I've definitely accepted it. I'm a freaking weirdo, yo. I mean, Jesus was seen as weird. Jesus was weird because he was doing everything that no one wanted to do. He was doing everything against what everyone thought they should be doing, what everyone thought they were supposed to do, what everyone thought they were told to do. And he goes against all of it. And he sets the perfect example for us, showing us how we should go against the ways of this world. Because we're not of this world, right? We're of his kingdom. And while his kingdom is here, inside of us, inside of our bodies, and while it is to come, we have the time here on earth, in these physical bodies, in this physical realm, to make the most out of what he's given us and to see what he's trying to show us so that we can, A, advance his kingdom and prepare a path for ourselves in righteousness through Jesus that will prepare us for the day to come when that kingdom will come to this earth and we'll go to heaven. And that's a beautiful thing to wait for and to hope in. And that shouldn't scare us either. That should give us hope. That should give us joy, knowing that that day will come. So truly ask yourself, like, are you really living for yourself? Are you really living a path that is meant for you? And are you seeking that in your life, or are you living in someone's shadow? Are you living a life that is conforming to someone else's path and what other people have been trying to tell you who you are? To me, that's not a life worth living. I don't think that is for you either. And I definitely just want to encourage you to think about these things and truly think about how you are special. You are actually very unique, and you are your own person, whether you realize that or not. And you should never let somebody tell you that you're not special, you're not worthy, or that you're not unique. Every single person on this planet is unique in their own way. And if you don't see that, maybe you need to take a step back and really just seek yourself. Do what you can to truly find yourself. Whether that's the things that you know you enjoy doing, the people you enjoy being around, the places you enjoy going, whatever you can do to really seek yourself and find out who you are. Just take all the effort to do so, because it'll open your eyes to a lot about how we're not meant to be like everybody else. You don't have to be like everybody else. Why worry about trying to be like everybody else? And when you can come to terms with your individuality and your uniqueness, when you can come to terms with that, you will have so much peace that you won't even want to worry. You won't even worry about trying to fit in, because you know where your peace comes from. You know what your identity is in. And that's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing. And yeah, it can be hard sometimes for sure, but it's worth it. It's worth it all. It's worth it all. And I think that's our purpose in this life. You know, it's not to live for this world. It's not to conform to this world. It's to live for God and to seek your own path that He has for you. And He'll use you from doing that. I truly believe that as well. That's all I got for this video. Just a little inspiration for you all. I feel like it's needed now more than ever. People that are willing to just step out and really just seek their own paths. You know, we've been living a life for so long, just conforming, that I think people are genuinely tired of it now. And I think people are starting to see these things. And I know I am. I just be observant for real. But that's all I got for this video. I appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to stay sharp, stay solid, stay positive, and God will bless you. See y'all in the next video.